Kia ora. Welcome to Friday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz. And today we lead with news. Benchmark bond rates are on the move higher as the bond market passes its judgment on the geopolitical trade situation and the US Fed signals. Basically, they are pricing in risks where American inflation is not contained and there is no real resolution to the trade tensions triggered by Trump. The Trump-Xi meeting ended with Trump claiming it was an amazing meeting with all issues resolved. Markets discounted the hubris, seeing the outcome actually making little practical progress. But at least it does seem to be a truce. If there is any progress, it'll come after further negotiations. Basically, it was a photo op, resulting in an invitation for Trump to visit Beijing, where his ego can be stroked. And the meeting brought China more time to finesse its position with the US, and more broadly, it made clear just how much stronger China has become since Trump and Xi last met. And interestingly, neither country has yet bothered to release a readout of the leaders' meetings. In Japan, their central bank kept its benchmark short-term rate unchanged at 0.5% in October and extending a pause since the last hike in January. It was the market-expected decision, but it was a split 7-2 result, with two members pushing for a rise to 0.75% as they had at the prior meeting. Japanese shares erased losses after the central bank boss gave his press conference review, but the yen dipped. In Europe, with inflation under control and its economy humming along at a modest level but near potential, the ECB left all their settings unchanged, both interest rates and their balance sheet rundown pace. It has been a long time since they can claim their objectives are running as they would like. Meanwhile, overall economic sentiment is picking up in the EU, consistent with the improved economic data. Both industry and consumer sentiment are back up in October, and expectations are back to long-term averages, a position they haven't been in since early 2022. So it'll be no surprise to know that the third quarter 2025 EU GDP rose from the second quarter to be 1.5% higher than a year ago. In Germany, their October inflation rate inched lower to 2.3% from 2.4% in the prior month. But this wasn't quite as big a move as the 2.2% rate expected. Energy costs there are falling and food prices are up only a modest 1.4% within the overall result. Globally, passenger air travel rose 3.6% in September from a year ago, with international travel up 5.1%. This was led by Asia Pacific's 7.4% increase and trailed by North America's 2.5% rise. US domestic travel stood out with its 1.7% fall, the only region to record a shrinkage. Container freight rates rose another 4% last week as the China-US West Coast and the China-EU rates picked up notably. Overall, they are now 41% lower than year-ago levels. Bulk freight rates fell 4.9% last week to be 42% higher than year-ago levels. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now just on 4.10%, up 7 basis points from yesterday after the Fed announcement and after the US-China talks. And the price of gold will start today at $3,999 an ounce, up $6 from this time yesterday. American oil prices are unchanged from yesterday at just on $60.50 a barrel, while the international Brent price is just on $65 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is now just on 57.5 US cents and down 30 basis points from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're unchanged at 87.7 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're also little changed at 49.7 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just under 62.1 and down 30 basis points from yesterday. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $108,076, down another 2.8% from yesterday. Volatility over the past 24 hours has again been modest at just on plus or minus 1.9%. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again on Monday.